Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the financing update with Chris Nadeau from Lakeview Mortgage. I'm Dominic from Porcupine Real Estate. And today we're going to talk about points as far as financing go. What are they and how do they work? So, Chris, with the interest rates getting as high as they are lately and no signs of coming down anytime soon, what are some things that we can look forward to or look to do with points?
Hey, Dominic, thanks for having me on. So points they can get confusing because a lot of people will say, I have a rate of, 6.5, 7.5, whatever it is. And when you hear points, a lot of times people will associate that with the interest rate. With what we're talking about now, points are not the interest rate. 1 point is considered as it's just industry jargon for 1% of the loan amount as an additional closing cost. They're called buy down points, and they can be used to lower the interest rate. On average, and it definitely does not work this way all the time, but on average, 1 point purchased can lower the interest rate around 1/4%. Some days it's much more than that. Every day is different.
And is
But
there a standard for what a point costs, or is it based on the loan amount?
it's 100% based on the loan amount. So if your loan amount was 400,000, 1 point would be $4,000, and a half a point would be $2,000. And on average, if you use the 1 point equals 1/4% reduction in interest rate, it generally takes about 5.5 years or so to see that difference, to break even on that. So on one hand, buying points can help lower your payment now. On the other hand, most people are expecting in a year or two or three, no one knows when, but at some point in the relatively near future, interest rates to come down some, which would mean everyone will be doing a refinance at that point. And then does it make sense to pay money up front now to lower your rate when you could pay a similar amount of money down the road to refinance and get possibly an even better rate? And that's something that we can just talk about when your offer is accepted. We'll go over it in the beginning, but since we don't lock at rate or can't lock it until your offer is accepted and things change every day and during the day, it's best to talk about it then and see what works for you. Sometimes people will pay a small, percentage of a point. Sometimes it'll be a point or two. Some don't want to pay any points. It's just
So it's a case by case basis then.
very case by case basis.
And
If
this
you
is
can pay a
something
little bit,
you don't have to decide this ahead of time. You can decide it
no.
once you have everything kind of set, right?
And you can't really decide ahead of time because the information is going to change.
Right.
But if you can pay a little bit and have some savings and recoup those savings in a year or two, that might make sense versus something that may take 5 or 6 years to recoup the savings. But it's very different for everyone's situation, and it's something to look at when we are in the situation to be able to lock the interest rate.
So you would be able to like kind of play with the numbers to see if it makes more sense to do a larger down payment or do buy a few points or something like that to decrease, and you can kind of
One,
run scenarios.
100%, 100%. Yeah. When I work with people, I always like to find out what their target monthly payment is so I can let them know that what that looks like with a home price and what the real estate taxes are, so they know what they should be looking at. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to afford much more than that, I always let you know what your limit is as well. And then that way, when you do find something, you know what price range you're going to be in, and then what the interest rates are doing, we can see if we can manipulate that a little bit by buying down the interest rate.
Great. That makes perfect sense. If you have any other questions for Chris about points or how that would affect your payment, please contact him at his email address, which is going across the bottom of the screen, or by phone. What would the best number to call you at?
Please call me at 603-582-5626.
Great. Thank you very much, Chris. This is a very enlightening series of videos that we're going to be doing here, just about different ways we can explore the financing aspect of buying a house. My name is Dominic DiMaria. Thank you very much, Chris, for being with us here today,
Thank
and
you.
we'll be in touch.
It's my pleasure. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.